Is a shocking trade with the Dolphins about to reshape the future of the Bears' quarterback lineup? With whispers growing louder and stakes skyrocketing, a pivotal moment could be on the horizon for Chicago's beloved franchise. Recent developments indicate that the Bears are considering a move for former, no, 2 overall pick Zach Wilson, a player whose career has been marred by ups and downs, but whose raw talent remains tantalizing. Imagine the tension. Bears fans have been longing for a true franchise quarterback ever since the glory days of Sid Luckman and, more recently, Jay Cutler in that fateful 2010 season. Now, this potential pivot could either ignite a fire under the regime or turn into yet another gamble that leaves fans hanging by the edge of their seats. It's not just a trade. This could be a real-time future for the organization. The very notion of bringing Wilson to Chicago sends waves of speculation crashing through the fan base. What does this mean for the current QB situation? Let's break this down. Wilson had moments of brilliance in New York. He flashed a strong arm and the ability to make plays on the run, displaying versatility that any team covets. Under the right leadership, can he finally unlock that potential? Imagine his debut alongside the likes of Darnell Mooney soaring downfield. But remember, that's not even the biggest question here. If the Bears pull the trigger on a deal, it not only signals a lack of faith in their current roster, but also puts the front office and coaching staff under the spotlight. They will have to convince the fans that this is the right decision urgently to breathe life into a team that has flickered and dimmed since that fabled Super Bowl run in '85. As we dissect Wilson's time with the Jets, a whirlwind of inconsistency, coaching changes, and scrutiny, one must wonder, is he the answer? He leaves behind a mixed bag of statistics, and his 54% completion rate, alongside 15 touchdowns and 18 interceptions, paints a murky picture. Can the Bears find a fresh start for him, and, with it, the glimmer of hope that comes with a new beginning? The risks are high, and so are the rewards. But let's not forget the history that looms. Greats like Butkus, Singletary, and Ehrlicher poured their hearts into this franchise. They fought for every inch, and now the question remains, will today's leaders match that legacy? What if landing Wilson ends up being the key to igniting a new era of winning, reminiscent of the feel-good vibes from '06? The old guard of hard-nosed football is still celebrated, but a modern passing attack could attract new fans while energizing the veterans. But here's the kicker. If the Bears decide to move on from current QB Justin Fields, it doesn't just alter the trajectory of their present. It could erase a chapter that many were eager to see unfold. Fields showcased flashes of brilliance that made fans believe in potential, particularly in that 2018 season, showing shades of hopes long deferred. The idea of watching him develop into a franchise quarterback brought an infectious optimism that's hard to shake off. Can the organization afford to gamble on Wilson instead of nurturing Fields' potential? This looming decision could echo through the annals of Bears history if they miss this target yet again. What happens if they initiate a trade? Will Wilson rise to the occasion, fielding a dynamic offense, or will he succumb to the same pressures that have haunted his young career? These are critical uncertainties. The looming trade discussions signify much more than just a quarterback swap. They represent a cultural shift within Hollis Hall. Will the brass double down on potential, or does this decision lay down the law for an overhaul that sends shockwaves through the entire roster? Moving from New York to Chicago is no small feat. But if the Bears want to emerge from decades of mediocrity, the time to act is now. As we hold our breath, it's clear that Chicago stands at a crossroads. This isn't just a trade rumor. It's a defining moment in the life of a franchise that has yearned for consistent success. Are we prepared to give Wilson a chance at redemption? Or will we look back at this as yet another betrayal of what could have been? The clock is ticking, and the potential for game-changing decisions looms large. What will be the next chapter for our beloved Bears, embracing the future or shackling ourselves to the past? Keep your fingers crossed, because this might be the Kind of thrilling roller coaster ride Bears fans live for. What do you think? Will Zach Wilson don the navy and orange? Or will we continue searching for that franchise savior in the shadows? The answers are just around the corner. Bears fans, buckle up and get ready because this could finally be our moment to seize the future. The stakes are higher than ever as a shocking trade proposal involving Zach Wilson is gaining serious traction, casting a spotlight on our franchise like never before. Are we on the brink of a pivotal decision that could redefine our quarterback landscape? Recent whispers suggest that Chicago is on the verge of executing a risky yet potentially game-changing maneuver. And here's where it gets even messier: the ramifications of acquiring Wilson don't just affect the field. They could send shockwaves through Hollis Hall, igniting tensions among players and staff alike that could either galvanize our team or fracture the locker room camaraderie we so desperately need. What's going to happen if Wilson touches down in Chicago with the weight of an entire city's expectations heavy on his shoulders? Will his arrival mean surrendering the keys to Justin Fields and casting aside a young gun who had fans buzzing just a season ago? As we dive deeper, envision the locker room dynamic shifting, with veterans weighing in and young players scrambling to solidify their places in the wake of yet another dramatic roster change. What if the likes of Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet connect with Wilson and form a formidable trio that rekindles the magic of Bears football? Or does the introduction of Wilson spark an internal schism where factions within the team form around different faith in our previous QB? Remember, Bears fans live for moments like these. They echo the enduring legacy of legends like Butkus and Ehrlicher, who forged grit and relentless spirit in the very marrow of this franchise. Their shadows loom over every decision we make, reminding us of what it means to don that navy and orange jersey dominion and ambition. Picture the biting wind off Lake Michigan on a frigid Sunday at Soldier Field, visions of roaring crowds pulsating through frigid air, connected by the fervor of a city longing for victory. The last time we tasted real success was back in 1985. With the Super Bowl shuffle woven into the very fabric of Chicago's identity. Can Wilson be the quarterback to reignite that fire? Or are we risking another chapter of disappointment? The weight of the past hangs around our necks like an anchor. But could this be the moment we break free from the chains of mediocrity? Speculation runs rampant. Rival teams are watching closely and recalibrating their strategies, sensing a tremor in our resolve. Other franchises could seize the opportunity while we shift gears and chase the next best thing. Where is the certainty in this saga, and where will the Bears land? The countdown clock is ticking down the critical decision-making days, and this is wholly uncharted territory for the franchise that has seen glory slip through its fingers repeatedly. What will it mean for us? On the heels of Fields' somber exit, Wilson plunges into that unforgiving Chicago spotlight. The endgame could either cement our return to respectability or ensure we languish in the shadows of the league, lost amidst uncertainty and regret. As I urge you to picture your hopes riding on this young quarterback, it's time for every true fan to weigh in. Would you be willing to take this gamble and embrace unknown potential? We stand at a transformative cusp in Bears history that could set us up for the next decade, just as '06 set the stage for hope that ignited the loyalty of a fan base starving for success. This is the catalyst moment to shift the tide once and for all. So, as we cling to our collective breath, I challenge you. Smash that like if you would pull the trigger on trading for Wilson. Comment now if you'd risk everything for a shot at greatness that reverberates through the annals of Bears history. Will we dare step forward into the light of a new dawn, or will we remain anchored in nostalgia, forever searching for that one true franchise savior? The answers loom large. Let's turn the noise of speculation into an undeniable roar that shakes the very foundations of Hollis Hall.